For 10,000 years, the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic society within the shadowed recesses of Ashenvale Forest. Yet recently, the catastrophic invasion of the Burning Legion shattered the tranquility of their ancient civilization. Led by the Archdruid Malfurion Stormrage and the priestess Tyrande Whisperwind, the mighty Night Elves rose to challenge the demonic onslaught. Though victorious, the Night Elves were forced to sacrifice their cherished immortality and watch their beloved forests burn. Seeking to regain their immortality, a number of wayward druids conspired to plant a special tree that would link their spirits to the eternal world. Despite Malfurion's warnings that nature would never bless such a selfish act, the druids planted the great tree Teldrassil off the stormy coasts of northern Kalimdor. Within the twilight boughs of the colossal tree, the wondrous city of Darnassus took root. However, the great tree was not consecrated with nature's blessing, and soon fell prey to the corruption of the Burning Legion. Now the wildlife, and even the limbs of the great tree itself, are tainted by a growing darkness. As one of the few Night Elves still left in the world, it is your sworn duty to defend Darnassus and the wild children of nature against the Legion's encroaching corruption.
Hello everyone, welcome to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Night Elf Priest. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. We're back at it again with another classic playthrough. This time, we'll be taking on the Alliance side of things. I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and ultimately decided that not only have I been itching to start fresh again for vanilla, but I would also love to have a second character ready to go for when TBC Anniversary finally comes around. So, here we are. We're booting up a priest for this one, which will be exciting because we'll be able to take on the additional role of healing in our dungeon runs, which I think there will be lots of in this playthrough. Plenty of other details to come, but first, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. This series, just like all of the others, is designed with a focus on relaxing commentary and immersive gameplay in mind. Music and ambiance are always at the forefront. We've got a clean and minimal UI, and I'll be reading out all of the quest text along the way. All of the other server and playlist information, add-ons, and other details that I may have forgotten about can always be found in the description below. And with that, let us enjoy the enchanting forests of Teldrassil.
I am honored. Farewell.
The balance of nature. Greetings, Elendria. I am Conservator Ilthalane. My purpose in Shadowglen is to ensure that the balance of nature is maintained. The spring rains were particularly heavy this year, causing some of the forest's beasts to flourish while others suffered. Unfortunately, the Nightsaber and Thistleboar populations grew too large. Shadowglen can only produce so much food for the beasts. Journey forth, young priest, and thin the boar and saber populations, so that nature's harmony will be preserved. Here we go, a very easy first quest. As a priest, we are starting out with Smite, Lesser Heal, and we've got Shadow Meld as our active racial ability. Certainly going to be lots of stuff to pick up as we level up. But I think now is a pretty good time to go over some additional info regarding the character, the series, and kind of everything that we're kind of what our goals are going to be for vanilla, and maybe even a little bit in TBC as well. So for talents, I think we're going to go ahead and try out the more popular hybrid leveling build, which will consist of a couple of shadow talents, but mostly discipline, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be something pretty new to me. I usually go straight shadow and nothing else whenever I level a priest in Classic. So I'm excited to play around with it. I do think we'll switch over to full shadow though once we unlock shadow form. But for now, I like the idea of using Smite and Holy Fire for a bit before we get into Mind Flay and other shadow abilities. For professions, we're going to go with Tailoring and Herbalism for most likely the entire playthrough, maybe even into TBC as well. Tailoring is a no-brainer in vanilla, but it will become especially necessary for us much later on down the road when we cross through the Dark Portal and into Outland. There are some key pieces to craft in TBC that will help us consume the endgame content. But of course, this will still be great for us to utilize here in vanilla as well. More interestingly, Herbalism, on the other hand, is strictly for the money, honestly. We're going to need to collect lots of gold for our mount training at level 40, but also at level 60 as well. Skinning was another potential option, but I just feel like herbs are always going to do quite a bit better than skins on these types of realms. And who knows, if we accumulate enough gold to where we feel really comfortable with where we are, then maybe I can swap out Herbalism for something else later on, like enchanting maybe. But I think we'll stick with those for the time being. Also very much worth noting that we will not be taking on any endgame content, I think, here in vanilla as we hit level 2. Pick up a minor upgrade here in the frayed robe. First little piece of gear. But yeah, this is going to be a simple leveling series with some dungeon content mixed in. But once we hit 60, that'll be it until the Dark Portal opens back up again. I might try out some gold farms at max level, just to prepare ourselves for our epic ground mount and flight training later on. And I might record some pre-patch related activities as well when the time comes, but overall, not looking to spend a lot of our resources to grab any big gear upgrades throughout vanilla at least. So we're good on lightsabers. Let's work on the boars. We've got just one more. Of course, as we hit level 2, we've got plenty of other quests that we can pick up as well. Let's start grabbing these while we work our way back towards our original quest giver. A friend of mine named Ivorin usually visits me at the same time every day. The strange thing is that he hasn't been by today at all. He's several hours late, in fact. I admit, I'm a little worried, Lindria. Ivorin spends a lot of time over by the cave to the north, and I'm sure you know how dangerous it is there. Spiders everywhere. If you happen to be going that way, though, will you keep an eye out for him?
Farewell.
Yes, we shall. We've got a woodland protector. Thank goodness you are here, priest. Strange news has traveled to me through the whisperings of the forest spirits. The mysterious woodland protector, Tarindrila, has returned to Shadowglen. The Dryad's presence has not been felt in the forests of Kalimdor in years. Something is surely amiss if she has journeyed back to this land. Seek her out and see what business she tends to in our grove. One of the sentinels reported seeing her to the southwest of Algersil.
Goodbye.
We'll go talk to her as soon as we speak with Ithalaine again.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
You performed your duties well, Alindria. We'll pick up the bracers.
May the stars guide you.
Hollowed sigil. This sigil was given to me by a messenger from our priest trainer, Chandra, or Shanda. It seems Shanda would have words with you when you have a moment. Read it and bring it to her afterwards.
Good luck, friend.
Thinning the younger population of creatures here in Shadowglen was a good start, Olendria, but there is still work to be done. The resources of the forest will be depleted too quickly if the problem is not addressed. Killing nature's beasts is a necessary evil for the good of all those who share the land. Venture into the forest and slay mangy nightsabers and thistleboars in the name of balance.
Denadris.
Alright, and let us speak with the Dryad.
What is nature's call?
I see you have found me, young night elf. Malathar is a wise druid to have sent you.
The great outdoors.
Something evil is brewing in the forests of Teldrassil. Look along the hills to where the peaceful Furlbogs used to dwell. They have deserted their homes and are amassing under the name of the Gnarlpine tribe. Only the corruption of wicked fell moss could cause such a transformation. The Grells and Grelkin have infested the area and are threatening the residents of Shadowglen. Engage these Grells and Grelkin, Olendria, and see if they are indeed caught under the enchantment of the wicked Felmoss. Alright, so a bunch of stuff that we just picked up right off the bat. Let us read the Hollowed Sigil on our way to our priest trainer. Let's get our training out of the way first. I hope this sigil finds you well, Olendria. The spirits told me of your coming, and I sent word immediately. I look forward to sharing my experiences with you, and helping guide you as you prepare to leave Teldrassil for more important matters. With all that has happened in the last few years, there is much we can do to aid the other races of Azeroth. When you are ready, find me inside Aldrassil on the 2nd level. Shanda. It's a good opportunity to vendor our inventory as well. A lot of this stuff we are not going to need. There we go.
Ishnudaldie. Elune light your path.
Do not concern yourself with the world beyond Teldrassil for now. There will be a time for that later. Go now and speak to the others in Shadowglen. They can tell you more about what events have transpired. Help them in any way you can, and anytime you feel you need more training, come back to me and I will teach you what I can.
May the stars guide you. Goddess.
Alright, and for level 2 we are getting probably our most iconic ability, honestly, besides, maybe just heal. But Power Word Fortitude. Probably one of the first things that you think about when you think about a priest. It is our big time buff, one of the best buffs in the game. Increasing our stamina by 3 for the time being. That's going to grow much bigger over time. Alright, so I think I'm going to want to deal with the Grelkin first in our collection of the Fell Moss. So let us head to the southwest and we'll deal with that. One other big thing I want to note, going back to the series in general, is that we are almost starting from scratch. And I say almost because we will be earning everything through this character without any outside help, with the exception of our first 2 wands. The lesser and greater magic wands are going to be waiting for us in the mailbox, and we'll go grab those once we reach Dalinar. It's honestly not much of an exception, to be fair. These wands are dirt cheap on the auction house right now. And so all this is really doing is saving us a couple of trips to Darnassus to grab these. Wands are a massive part of the vanilla priest's rotation and really identity overall. And not having one is very brutal, as we've experienced in the past on priest characters that were going through hardcore. We had a solo self-found series where we had to, craft our own wands and really everything that we use, and not having a wand on a priest early is a lot. And then this is good. We don't have to worry about, picking up the wands later. And those two are going to last us for a very long time. Not really going to have to think about it until we're probably well into our 20s, if I had to guess. Honestly, using Smite is so rough that I think we should actually consider picking up some refreshing spring water. It is, at least its rank 1 version is just incredibly inefficient, and obviously our melee attacks are pretty useless. And typically I don't have to worry about picking up some extra food and water. It's really just whenever I play a priest or maybe even a druid from like levels 1 to 10. It's always pretty rough until you, pick up your first big upgrades. Well-timed level 3, getting all of our mana back so we can keep going. Generally speaking, I also tend to stay in starter zones until I'm level 6. I just like to pick up our new abilities right away before we move on, but in this case, we want that wand as soon as humanly possible. So we'll be leaving Shadow Glen at level 5, so we can go grab that. That's going to do it for our collection of fell moss. We can turn that in and see if there are any follow-ups.
Hi! Is there trouble?
Your service to the creatures of Shadow Glen is worthy of reward, Olindria. You confirmed my fears, however. If the Grells have become tainted by the fell moss, one can only imagine what has become of the Gnarlpine tribe of Furlbogs who once lived here. Should you find yourself in Dalinar, able priest, seek out the knowledgeable druid, Athradas Bearmantle. He shares our concern for the well-being of the forest. So I like how early on you get this little breadcrumb towards Dalinar. It's giving you kind of a preview of what to expect once we're ready to leave this place. Let's go grab this quest over here for Webwood Venom. And then we'll head north. Greetings. I came to Shadow Glen to observe the webwood spiders that dwell in the Shadowthread Cave. They are cousin to a much smaller variety of spider. I believe the World Tree has had a profound effect on them, and I would like specimens to study to confirm this. First, I would like some of their venom. Gather webwood venom sacs from the spiders in and around the Shadowthread Cave to the north. I can then examine them for similarities with their smaller cousin's venom. We'll be getting a mace for this, which might help a little bit, at least here in Shadow Glen, to hold us over. Let's see here. What do we want to start with? Alright, why don't we go ahead and kill some more boar and some of those mangy night sabers. Eventually we'll stumble upon Ivoron, I would imagine. Actually, while we're still pretty close to Aldrasil here, let's try to pick up some more water. I think maybe like 10 will do. See, there should be a general goods vendor. Food and drink will work.
Vishnu Allah.
Yeah, 25 copper doesn't seem like a lot, but even at this level, it kind of makes a big difference. So, but we're not trying to get our level 6 abilities while we're here, so I don't think we'll need the extra cash until a bit later on. We picked up our first belt, the frayed belt. Not going to be super helpful right now, but we will take it. Here's this kind of the thing about cloth gear in general. None of it feels really super great until you start getting some stats on them. So any gray and white pieces are probably not going to do too much for us. Luckily, we should be able to make some pieces pretty early on with tailoring. And we're going to be picking up first aid as well, too. First aid and cooking, of course. I always tend to pick those up regardless of what character we're on. Even a priest can definitely benefit from using bandages over our healing abilities. But we'll definitely, and since we do have those healing abilities, we'll definitely put a little bit more emphasis on tailoring, at least to start, just so we can get that up off the ground. Start making our own bags, and of course our first couple of pieces of gear. Alright, so it looks like we're done culling the wildlife a little bit here. Let's go speak with Iveron while we carve a path towards him. We'll start collecting these venom sacks. But we'll grab his quest first before we proceed into the cave. This kill, we should hit level 4. Beautiful. Once we head back to Aldrasil, we'll be sure to pick up whatever our next upgrades are. Hopefully another damaging ability, like Shadow Word Pain or Mind Blast. Either of those will do just fine. Speak with Iveron.
Elune be with you.
I'm so glad you found me, Alindria. How did you know I was here?
Elune light your path.
Ugh, I was bitten very badly by a spider named Githys the Vile, while exploring the spider cave very close to here. I am sure I have been seriously poisoned. You must help me. Please tell Durania Silvershine. She will be able to help me. Hurry, I'm so dizzy.
Be careful.
Alright, that sounds good. We'll take on a couple more spiders on the way back, but we're not going to collect the rest of the venom until we return. Let's follow up with our trainer first, and of course any follow-up quests that we have. Let's turn in our quest with Ilthalane.
I am listening.
You have proven your dedication to nature well, Alendria. A young priest like yourself has a promising future.
Go in peace.
Nothing new to upgrade. We'll grab our level 4 abilities first, and then we'll speak with Durania next. So level 4, we've got rank 2 of Lesser Heal. I'm actually very surprised we're getting a rank 2 of this already. I can't imagine ever really needing it up until this point. But we can grab that, and the much bigger deal here is going to be Shadow Word Pain. One of our primary damage dealing abilities. And it's definitely going to help us with mana conservation as well, allowing us to deal damage while we also regain mana back at the same time. So very helpful. Oh dear, I was wondering why I hadn't seen Ivoron yet today, and I've always warned him about those spiders.
Good luck.
We may be able to help Ivoron, as I know of an antidote that should help with the poison. It requires some ingredients, though, before I can make it. I'll need hyacinth mushrooms. You can find these growing under trees, or you may collect them from the Grell south of here. They seem to have taken liking to them. I'll also need moon petal lilies, which only grow around watery pools. The last ingredient may prove to be the most difficult. From the very spiders that poisoned Ivoron, collect webwood ichor.
Goddess, watch over you.
Very well. I like that we get the option for some of these ingredients. We can kind of choose how we want to collect them. I think for the mushrooms, we'll just stick with the trees, though, as long as we can find them easily. So we'll keep checking for these. On our way back to the spiders. I guess we should be heading this way. The moon petal lilies can be found right behind Aldrasil. Yeah, really surprised that we haven't seen any mushrooms so far. But I think there's some trees up by the spiders as well that we can use. So hopefully we'll see some more there. And that should do it for the lilies at least. Yeah, this is tough. I guess we should just head over to the Grell then, since we can't seem to find any mushrooms around these trees. It'll be nice to get a little bit of extra experience anyway, I suppose. Looks like we need 3 more mushrooms still. Maybe we'll collect 1 more from the Grelkin here, and then we'll try to get the other 2 from the trees in the surrounding area. That should be fine for now. Let us head north. And we got to collect the rest of our venom sacks. 1 webwood ichor. And once we do that, then we'll see where we go from there. We'll turn in our quest, both of our quests back at Aldrasil. And I'm sure we'll have a couple more after that. And then we'll be done with Shadow Glen. That's going to do it for the venom sacks. Yeah, looks like I have everything for that. Just need 2 more mushrooms before we head back, which have been very elusive so far. There are some random Grelkin that are prancing about in the area, so we can just take on those if we really cannot find them next to the trees. There we go, I do see 1. They're pretty, I guess they're pretty easy to miss. I thought that they were a little bit bigger than this, but no, I guess they really are pretty small. Kind of hiding in the bushes. Alright, let's get these turned in. Another quest or 2 remains, and then we will be ready to leave.
What brings you here?
Thank Alun that you have gathered these ingredients so quickly. In just a moment, I will have the antidote prepared.
Del Nadris.
The antidote is ready, Alindria. Please see that Iveron drinks it. There is something that you should know. The antidote. It will only remain viable for 5 minutes. You must get it to him in time. Speed be with you, Alindria.
Be careful.
First instance of a timed quest. Very interesting. I think you get something similar in Coldridge Valley as well, but I can't say the same for the human area of Northshire Abbey. I don't think you get a quest that is time limited. Let's deliver these venom sacks and pick up our new mace.
Can I assist you?
Thank you, Alindria. When I return to Darnassus, I will compare the venom within these sacks with the venom of other spiders. It is my belief that it will have properties linked to the recent growth of our new world tree. Take the Thistlewood Maw. Now we've got Webwood Egg. Now that I have the spider's venom, I'd like some live specimens to study. Unfortunately, capturing a living giant spider is more than I can ask of you, young priest, and a giant spider is more than I can handle myself. But if you can find an unhatched egg, then delivering specimens will be much easier, and I can then arrange for the unhatched spiders to be contained. There must be a nest deep in the Shadowthread Cave. Please search for an egg in the nest and return it to me.
Farewell.
Very well. Oh, that's right. We have a priest-specific quest. In favor of a loon. I think we should be able to grab this real quick before we head up to Iveron. We've got 3 minutes. I think that should be enough time. I suppose we'll find out.
The loon be with you.
Alindria, you must travel to Dalinar when your business here in Shadowglen is done. There you will find Lorna Morninglight. She will instruct you further in the ways of a loon, and it is with her that you will earn your first garments, denoting your station as a priestess of a loon. Take care, and may you be protected in your journeys.
Go in peace.
Alright, some more breadcrumbs to Dalinar. Right, now let's quickly get to Iveron and get him the antidote. Got a minute and a half left. I think we should be fine.
Hello.
What is this, Alindria? Oh, I knew Durania would be able to help me. I'm always getting into trouble, and Durania, well, she always manages to help me out of it. I am feeling much better, but I think I'll sit here for a while longer until I feel completely better. Well, that, and I was hoping you'd clear a path for me through those vicious webwood spiders. Some new pants. I'll just equip those. And yeah, I forgot that the big kind of like end quest here is to collect the egg as opposed to killing, like a certain enemy. I'm sure we will run into that spider. I forgot the name. I think it was Githis. Once we try to pick up the egg from the back of the cave, but I just find that interesting. I feel like in most other starting zones, you're dealing with a particular threat that needs to be eliminated. I mean, at this rate, if we don't see any other players to kind of help us clear out this cave, then we might end up hitting level 6 anyway. If we have to kill a ton of different spiders, we had to, you know, kill a bunch of grell, extra grell for those mushrooms earlier. And now we might have to do the same thing with these spiders. Goodness, this cave is quite infested. The left side was not the correct path, but we can always just jump down here. Looks like we should have probably gone through the middle, I suppose. That should be fine. Plenty of guild invites. I think we'll hold off on finding a guild until TBC. A lot of these guilds are going to come and go, I think, between now and then. So I don't think it's going to be worth it for us to sign up for one now. I also feel like it's going to be pretty, or at least it should be in theory, pretty easy to come across some dungeon groups. I don't think we'll need the assistance of a guild to find some players to run some dungeons with. back up, and we'll take on Githis the Vile. And we'll collect our egg, and then we can use our Hearthstone to quickly get back. Perfect. Let's get this egg and we'll get out of here.
I am listening.
Very good. I will have this egg and the venom transported to Narcissus, then return there when my studies are done here. I expect to find out a great deal from these specimens, Alindria. You have been a great help to me. Sure, we'll take some robes. Alindria, is it? Yes, I mean, you just called me Alindria. I heard that Tailoring has been asking for you. You'll find him in the highest room atop Aldrassil. We may live long lives, but it's best you not keep him waiting too long. Very strange that you would ask if that is my name after been calling me that this entire time. But that is fine. I think I'm going to hide our helm and our cloak for the time being. I feel like both cloaks and helmets in Classic can be really hit or miss on how they look. So we'll just take a look as we get them. And if any of them seem interesting, we'll turn those back on.
Ishnuala.
Tailoring Stormgrip. Alindria. I was hoping you'd be prompt in answering my summons. I have an important task that I would like you to perform.
Farewell.
It is time for you to set out to seek your destiny, Alindria. But before you are ready to set out into the world beyond our enchanted forests, there is much you must learn about our recent history. Much has changed with our people since the Battle of Mount Hyjal. Nordrassil lies a pale shadow of what it once was. Its power used to defeat Archimonde and drive back the Burning Legion. There is a task you must perform. Go to the Moonwell north of Aldrassil and return me a phial of its water. Very well. We are not on hardcore, so I'm going to take the chance here at jumping off of Aldrassil. I think we'll be okay. It's nice that we have a heal to get ourselves back up quickly. And the Moonwell is right over there. Let's get his file and return it back. Up the tree we go.
be with you.
The moon wells hold the water of the Well of Eternity, the ancient source of magic that has wrought so many horrors upon our world. The druids take advantage of its properties, and the sentinels revere the wells as shrines to Elune. But sorcery is forbidden to all.
Farewell.
So you have heard the first part of the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Hyjal. There is much more to be told, and the task you have begun here will continue through the rest of your journey through Teldrassil and into Darnassus.
Good luck, friend.
While there is more I could speak to you of the Moonwells and of Teldrassil, I must send you along. Corithra's Moonrage will be expecting you. I have poured the vial of water you brought to me into this vessel to bring to him. Seek out Corithras. You will find him at the Moonwell in Dalinar. Follow the road south from Aldrassil, out of Shadowglen, and continue to follow the cobblestones as the road turns west. Mind you stay on the road, though, Alindria. There are dangerous beasts in the forests of Late.
Go in peace.
Beautiful. Guys, that is going to do it for me for today. As always, I really appreciate you all so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoy this series. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.